Glad you're here, Tree.
Thank you.
Ryan, I think this is my favorite intro that we have. God, this music gets me pumped up and relaxed at the same time. I love this music so much.
It just happens to be the only music I'm not a part of.
What?
Yeah, I'm not. Funny how that worked out.
Well, this is something, Ryan, what would you do in this? Do that like rain stick?
do the didgeridoo.
You would do the rain.
This is the way.
And welcome to the Leafcast. First time reader show based on the epic fantasy series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan. And joining me as always is Tofurky Dan, my brother.
Rock 'em. Hey, these hips don't lie.
Brother like no other. We glad you guys are enjoying that intro music. That is my good friend Aurolox, Aurolo. No, just kidding. That's Irish Fibers. We'll talk about it. I'm already fucking shit up. We got first time readers. That's why you're here. If you don't know, yes, they read the books at the pace we prescribe to them, and they are diligently doing our bidding. They're here for you. Let's bring in. Oh, actually, we have a special guest today. Today's a special day, Dan.
It's a fun one, and we're down a crew member too. So we got to rally. We got to rally without her.
Yeah.
Bring them all in, right?
We shall Terry Ford.
Carry on without Carrie? Is that what you mean?
Carry on the wayward son.
Oh.
Shh.
And
We can't talk yet. They lived happily ever after. The end.
I forgot.
Tricky bees. This is really weird lighting. Anyways.
Hey everybody.
My camera's all down low. Hello! How is
Guys.
everyone doing?
I like this one. I'm doing great. How are you?
So good. These chapters
Doing
were
well.
so good.
All right, so Joe from Twatcast is not going to make it tonight, so we have a guest, artiste,
Hey.
True.
artist extraordinaire, tree hugger.
Thank you. I mean, I'm no Joe, but I'll do my best.
You're still great.
Nobody is.
I know, but I still think you're like a Watchnary champ, though. It's all good.
You are. You're a Watchinary legend, if you ask.
Yeah, exactly. Tree's a good artist too. Exactly.
See, this
What?
is why I
No,
said
she's
I wasn't
also-
gonna put my video on. You're all making me blush.
No,
Well,
then
that's
she's
enough.
gone.
Oh no! She left.
If a tree blushes in a forest and no one's there to see it,
It doesn't
No,
really
yeah.
happen.
All right, let's go.
Thank you. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh,
Where did the art go?
My belly.
No.
I
All
had
right,
no
that's-
time to do my hair today,
Nope,
so it's
don't
not
like that.
good.
That's better.
Do we start with 22?
Hi there, Dick Moon.
Dick Moon.
Dickie Moon.
Yeah.
Dickie
So
Mo.
how do we carry on? Carrie. So guys, Carrie is being so responsible. She has a big weekend coming up starting tomorrow, a big drive. And this is a late show for the East Coast. I mean, Josh, we all start late and she has to be responsible. She's leaving but early in the morning and she has a long drive. She's the only one who can do it. And she needs to be alert and aware. And gosh darn
She's
it,
got to drive? That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a long trip.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't even know where she's going, but I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's a long
It's
trip.
far. She's driving to Neverland. She's driving to the third star on the left and right on till morning.
That's too far to drive, if you ask
Too
me.
far indeed. Too far by a lot.
That's a plane ride. Okay.
I do. All right, yeah. Let's carry on my Oliver son.
Oh, that's beautiful.
do
That's
it.
beautiful.
Beautiful. It really is. Bravo, Dan.
I hope that got to Oliver's ears.
I'm sure it
He's
did.
here. Ask him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he said, "Louis, too funny." All right. So, is everyone well? Does everyone have any plans for this weekend? It's Thanksgiving, you know.
Oh, eat lots of food and lots of leftovers, I guess. That's my whole plan.
There we go. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Hello, Carrie.
Hi,
Thanks for
Carrie.
popping in.
Let's see.
We miss you.
Yeah, totally, Carrie.
Totes.
But awesome. Everyone have an awesome time. It used to be where you just every Thanksgiving you'd eat turkey like way too early in the day and watch the Lions lose, right? But not this year, baby. This year we're having lasagna, and the Lions are gonna win.
You think so, huh?
I
And,
know so.
Definitely try not to be that guy who just only talks about politics.
Well, you know. Yeah.
Maybe if your parents won't turn off Fox News in the middle of dinner, you might have a point to just start railing on them. But like, you know what? If you say, "Hey, can we just turn the TV off, have a nice conversation," and they do,
Ryan, is it okay to say, "Hey, you still have your Trump Vance sign in your yard, but the election's over"? No, you can't say that.
I think they all just replaced them with Trump 1 signs, didn't they?
Trump won. Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
they had Trump with an infinity sign after it.
45/47. All right,
right.
we'll see. Yeah, Ryan, you just broke the. We just lost
Just broke
Kay,
the
we
rules,
lost
right?
Tree, we lost everyone. There's no one on stream, but just 3 guys.
I mean, you start talking
there we go.
Trump, I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't anymore. But I'm back now.
I can't.
Just
All right.
Not
Well, if anyone
I would
is
have left too.
traveling, if anyone's traveling this weekend, like Carrie, please drive safely. There is a storm coming on that eastern side of the country. So yeah, just kind of fucking everyone be cool and be alert, and buckle up and use your blinkers. All right.
Yeah.
Use your dirty blinkers.
Use your
Use
dirty.
them dirty blinkers.
Stop littering, you pigs.
Yeah, stop being degenerates, you deplorables.
You dirty rascals.
Just a basket of them.
See, all right. Yeah. So anyway, we have 5 chapters to talk about. So
Sweet.
let
Yeah.
us. Oh, I like that turkey. Nice.
That is a thigh if I ever saw one.
You know,
Okay.
you always see a pig with an apple in its mouth. Why is that?
Mm,
Like in the cartoons, do they always just is the apple
Well,
like?
It-
Was
it
it all stuffed with shit and the apple was the last thing?
Brother
Yeah.
Dan, I legit
the apple's probably
think
all
that's
full of flavor.
yeah.
It's to keep the
How-
moisture in. It's to keep
It's-
the
See, I
moisture.
knew Josh would know.
Oh, of course. What is it for moisture?
To keep the moisture in, yeah.
So who's eating the
Uh-huh,
mouth?
uh-huh.
That's where
No,
some of
it's
the best
just
food
to-
is. The cheeks.
Oh, in the
delicious.
mouth? Oh, Jesus
So
fucking
delicious.
Christ.
Pig cheeks?
Yeah, all
That's
animal
when they
cheeks.
say cheek.
Absolutely
Oh,
delicious.
God. Oh, my God.
It's one of the best.
I'm just
cuts of cheese
realizing.
there. It's super
Pig likes
tender.
apple.
Oh, God.
Pig like apple, okay.
That makes sense.
I always
It's-
thought when they said like cheeks, they were just talking about the butt.
No,
You
those
know?
would be called top round.
No.
Oh,
Brother Dan, they're just given their option for their final meal. And they, of course, 100% always ask for an apple.
They always say, I want a red delicious apple. What kind of apple do you want? Do you want a Granny Smith? No, make it the big red one.
Yeah, the biggest red one. And then,
The red delicious.
the pig's so happy the minute it bites down, just a bullet to the head.
They use that electric probe.
So they're all just dying in that position. That's what you're saying. They're killing them at the exact moment that they bite on the apple. That's how they die.
When they probe the back of their neck, they don't want their jaws involuntarily shut. So they put an apple in there. And then below them they have like a jar, and they're squeezing apple juice at the same time.
Perfect.
Oh.
Delicious.
Gross. All right, guys. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Hey, no. She's like, I could draw them just, brutally murdering this animal, I'll just keep drawing this turkey.
Yeah, no, your
turkey.
job is,
We could do, how about, I saw someone suggest a trollic leg turkey.
Right.
Trollic leg turkey?
I think is funny.
That's awesome.
That's really funny.
I think Tree should just try
That'd be
to
fun to
draw as if it's
Draw.
like for people who can't hear our video. If you can't hear it, then Tree's just gonna draw what we say, but like keep drawing and then erasing and then drawing and then erasing and drawing. And erasing.
It's a nice looking turkey.
It is.
That is.
Quite beautiful.
We're having turkey. I'm having turkey for Thanksgiving for like the first time in like 25 years. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
Turkey's overrated. Are you having like a whole turkey, right?
No. I got it from Costco. It's just like turkey meat.
Oh, okay.
That you just boneless.
That's the way to go.
You're not
I
right.
gotta say, I agree with Uber Spearmint. This turkey talk is dry. Semirog has like a major situation happening here, and there was so much that happened in these chapters. I cannot even. So, funny. You're funny, Uber. And also, I agree. Let's move on. Agreed, Glenn. Right? I'm not a big turkey fan. Ultra tastes like chicken.
Except for those Altsy human eyes.
Oh, I love it. So good. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's move.
Too long.
Sorry.
Let's move into it.
I'm not
No,
usually
you're
the one
good.
that's like, please. I really want to get to these chapters.
I know. You're like, come on.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Well, yeah. So, anyways, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Have a good weekend. And thanks for being here.
Yeah, have a good weekend. Whatever.
Like, subscribe, do all those things. Chapter 22 of Gathering Storm is called The Last That Could Be Done. The icon is a snake wrapped around like a square,
Mm-hmm.
kind of making 4 loops. We've seen it before, but I don't know if we know what this. Have we talked about what this? This is an odd thing for this one, I guess. Is it Semiraj? Is that the Semiraj icon?
Maybe.
I really don't
I don't know. But anyways, Semiraj is in her cell. It's completely dark. She's sitting there and she's just I think we can say that she is broken. She is not, she's like, hell, I'm not broken. But she's holding up tears. She feels ashamed.
She got spanked by
Pretty
Cat
broken.
Swain.
Pretty broken at this point, yeah.
Yeah, super
Right.
broken.
She did, yeah. She that is a Taishar. There's another Taishar here actually.
What?
let
Bless you,
me
Dan.
Well, there's quite a few stretches here. Let's see how this one goes. Taishar, quote, what a person was made of in more ways than one.
Ah.
I don't get that one, Dan. Sorry.
In more ways than one. Yeah. Hey, Hey, this movie sucked in more ways than one.
Hey, that works.
I mean, you see what
You see where I'm
Where I'm
going,
going
with that?
here?
Okay.
what a person was made of. Right, we're listening, everyone. All right, no,
I'm
you're
here.
right.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
if you
plugging
said like this Venus flytrap sucks in more ways than one, that's at least you could put two and two together. A movie can't suck you off.
All right. Well, the other one was you
Close,
popped it
though.
on chat early. It was quote, she shuddered as she remembered being turned over the woman's knees and spanked.
Oh yeah, that one was excellent.
But someone
I
stole
sure
that thunder.
indeed.
It-
Who?
it-
What? Huh?
Someone stole
thunder stolen, and my wallet, and my watch, and my thunder.
They stole my thunder.
We get our favorite maggot-lipped eyeless guy.
Gross.
Shadaharan.
Man, say that 3 times fast, Ed.
Shadaharan.
No, maggot lipped. It's hard to say. Maggot lipped.
Maggot lipped
Babe.
eyeless. Okay, maggot lipped.
Favorite
Dude, even
maggot-lipped eyeless. Favorite maggot-lipped eyeless dude. Favorite maggot-lipped eyeless dude. Favorite maggot-lipped eyeless dude.
All right,
Oh my gosh.
that was
I feel like that
okay.
wasn't the pace you need to do.
That was the best I've ever done in something.
That was
pretty
really good. That was really good. Really good.
Shadaharan. He's like, hey, you suck. Samurai's just like, I know.
I know, right?
I do. Yes,
I don't know when this happened, but I totally suck.
He's like, you get one more chance. She's like, rad. She feels the power go into her. She's like, oh, awesome. He's like, do not fail. She's like, you got your boss. Salutes. Goes outside. The 3 women who are holding her shield are on the floor looking dead. There is a woman there with her. She said, and I said, She says, I live to serve, great mistress. I am instructed to tell you that there is compulsion in my mind you are to remove. Also, I am to give you this. And it was the Domination Band. Ryan?
The Domination Band.
And musical guest?
The Domination Band. And then she's like, oh, removing
us what you
compulsion can have some very interesting effects. She's rubbing her hands sinisterly together.
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, that's not quite so easy. It kind of fucks the person up, but who knows? She's like, right on. And then we get to a Rand point of view. Anything about Samaraj? Hey, girlie. Anything about Samaraj that you wanted to... we'll get to her back in a second. But so Shadar Haran just shows up. Is he the one that takes out the women?
No,
Is
I think
Elsa.
I think it's Elsa who does
Yeah.
it. I think he's just an apparition.
True.
Well,
The voice is coming from inside herself. He's not really there so much as he just...
Well, let me challenge that. It says,
You
quote, a cold, long-nailed hand touched her chin. The flesh of it felt like dead leather. It rotated her face upward to meet the eyeless gaze.
Right.
So there is something visceral there.
There's something there touching her, but it could be inside of her mind still, right?
Okay.
It doesn't say that she physically felt it. She experiences it, but that doesn't mean that it actually happened necessarily.
Said it touched her chin. Yeah, and she looked up into the face. But yeah, okay.
But I mean, she could also be in like a dream state or whatever. You know, like we don't know that she's in like default reality when all that happens, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. It says the light faded, the hand on her chin withdrew. She continued to kneel. Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Kate.
what is the light? Go ahead, Carrie. Yeah. I mean, okay.
No, I was just gonna say, hey Tree, could you draw like Min being dominated, not by, for lack of a better word, dominated by Rand in the really awful moment where he's like forced to kill her or try to kill her. He like has to use it's like Semiraj makes him use the one or the what is it? Just the sidine? Which one is it? Anyways, the male half.
True power.
No, but then he uses the true power to
Yes.
overcome Semiraj and get out of that situation. But I was just saying, for a drawing, she was wondering what to, and it looks like she may have an idea on those.
Was there a frog somewhere in these chapters? I like that.
All right, brother Dan, let's all say hi to Rick, the geeky hippie. Glenn is saying he just set up YouTube on his dad's TV because his dad is caught up.
Oh, let's go.
Yay!
Yeah. Hello, Rick.
Hello, Rick. Welcome.
I had the pleasure of hanging out in a bookstore with that
Welcome,
young
Sir
man.
Geeky hippie. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a fun time. Well, welcome, my man. He's like, don't kick me in the balls. Kick me anywhere else, but not in the balls. So we jump to Rand. And Rand is in Saldea. He's like, I've been to the Blight just once before. But Bashir's like, hey, we should actually go see the Blight. See where it happens. And he walks up and he's like, yep, that's the Blight. Here it's not so blighty, and there it's more blighty.
Do they kiss the Blighty Stone?
Get herpes.
Blighty.
Quote, right, Tyshar, quote, like a drooping eye longing.
Ew, what? Oh God. Oh no.
I guess the plaid bra.
I like it.
Okay. Wait, is this like when they go into the Blight, like don't touch anything in the Blight right before they sit down on everything in the Blight and have a snack, right?
And, yeah. But here they're just looking at it. It was just the fringe of the Blight. They're like, all right, yeah,
for the show.
Gross.
Stupid.
He has the plan. He's like, oh, go ahead.
There was one little detail that we missed at the end of that first section, which is, I don't know if we knew this already, but it says strikingly similar to the Adam Semirhaj had spent so much time working with. So does that mean that all of the female Adams are descendants of the prototype that Semirhaj made?
Wait, say that again? All the Adam are a prototype of what Semirhaj?
All the Adam are essentially descendants of the prototype that Semirhaj crafted.
I mean, maybe. Sure.
That's what it seems to imply, which I don't know that we knew that before.
What did it implied that? And where did it?
Okay, let me read the sentence. The domination crafted during the breaking, strikingly similar to the Adam Semirhaj had spent so much time working with.
I think my only pushback would be the word with instead of on. Working with them means she was a torturer kind of person. So I don't know if it may imply that she created them, or it may imply that she just used them a lot.
Yeah,
in her work. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I wonder.
Yeah.
We see Elda later. Was the compulsion removed gracefully, do you think? We only see her for a moment before she gets wiped out with balefire. But, I mean,
It didn't seem like it. It seemed like she was still under
No.
compulsion when we see her the next time.
Yeah, she was a little weeded out. Her hair was all ruffled up and shit. Yeah, let's jump to that. Is there anything else, Kay?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's jump to Rand then. Rand is he's like, well, Bashir's like, or Iteralde's like, isn't this kind of an invasion? What we're doing? We have 50,000 troops and an enemy just dropped off in someone's borders. He's like, well, you know what? When you're America, you can do whatever you want. I decided we're putting 50,000 troops to put up that border because that's our enemy on that side. And they're not doing it. NATO's not doing it. So we got to just put our own troops in there. Yeah, all right, I'll get out of this. But yeah, there is no Saldaean like real presence. And so he's keeping Iteralde and all the Damane in fucking Saldea. He's taking Bashir with him to where's he going? He's going to not Aerodome, and he's going to I'll come across it. But he's going somewhere else in a couple days, and Bashir's like he's grunting over it. He's like, oh. Let me see. I'm breaking camp and moving to Bandar Eban in 4 days. This is where they're going. Taishar, the sensation prickled at Rand, enticing.
Nice.
Okay, good.
I've
back,
got
guys.
one.
I'm back. Tell me.
Yeah, you are. All right. Face stoic, eyes betraying, just a hint of amusement.
Oh,
It's
okay.
soft, but it's there.
It's
soft.
that's Land.
It's workable, It's like you can.
That's Land getting a hand job.
You can work with it, but it's not gonna, do the ultimate thing. You might need. Anyway,
I read someone just this week. They said they call Land, they call him Lund because they think it's short for Alan, and they just call him Lund. So now I'm thinking of him as like Alan. So he's like Lund. Hey, Lund, not Land, it's Lund.
That's so funny.
It's really funny.
Is that short for Alan? That's so funny. Oh my god.
So he tells Iteralde, he's like, I'll have 100 Ashaman by the end of the week. I don't know why it takes so long, but why not just? I mean, all they gotta do is just form a gateway. I mean, they can be. It's like, hey, Bob, can I see you in my office for a minute? Even though my office is in Saldea, they're like, yeah, Bob, I'll be there in just a second.
Be there shortly.
Yeah, by the end of the week. Yeah, I'll have this to you by the end of the week. Rand, do better.
Come on, Rand.
It's only Monday afternoon. Yeah, anyways. Rand's thinking, he has the thoughts, why had Morden come to help Rand and Shadow Logoth back during the fight with Samuel? And I don't know if we actually talked about why did
What did we not talk about?
Morden help Rand? When their Balefires matched, he was helping Rand fight Samael in Shadow Logoth. And Rand's thinking, why had Morden come and help Rand? Is it because Samael was going to kill him and he wasn't supposed to be killed?
It wasn't supposed to be killing him. That's what I thought, but
on reflection, I mean, it's worthy for Rand to think about this, though. I mean, why did he do it?
Well, because this is so bizarre and weird that now he has this ability to use this power again, right? So it's just like really doesn't make any sense. Like at first when he described like the shadowy figure walking towards him, I was thinking like, oh, this is like Lou's coming to do something different. They're gonna like merge in some way. And then I read on and it was like, well, obviously that's not what's going on because Brandon Sanderson like really spells it out for you. So, um, I don't know. This was so I forgot about that part in Shadow Logoth though, where he was given that ability. So like, yeah, does the Dark One ultimately like really like is he challenging him? Does he want him to like use this in some way because it helps to break his seals or something? Or like, or I mean, he has to have some motive for this, or is he trying to like taunt Rand? Was my other thought. Like, is he trying to like taunt him with the like way that the way that this power was described to me sounded like, I was telling Ryan, like it sounded like, somebody that's been like smoking weed their whole life and like being Sidar, and then all of a sudden they do heroin and it's like the true power, and so they're just like, oh my god, I can't even, what is this new thing? And it's just like a very different experience. I'm sorry. It's just a very extreme, like one
No,
to the
that's
other.
a fine metaphor.
I'm sorry if this
Yeah,
is a
I love
shitty metaphor, but it's just like crazy different, and the way that it was described, like the way that he felt during it too, was very kind of orgasmic and just all encompassing, and so it was. Yeah, it felt like is that something that's just also maybe part of the plan, is to get him like sucked into this power. I mean, it changed him. We see that happening afterwards, which we'll get to.
Ooh,
but,
I like that. Case
it
alive.
completely and totally
Love that.
fucking changed him.
I agree. So I got 4 things to say. I'm trying to remember them all. So one possibility is that Rand has to be at the last battle, and therefore the pattern caused Moradin to act in a way that saved Rand from Mashadar /
Yeah.
whoever.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah.
The other is that it was Mashadar that was threatening Rand in addition to the Forsaken, and therefore something had to be done, which meant using Balefile to kill the Forsaken, basically.
Which makes sense to me. That's very plausible. Go ahead.
Third is your point, Kay, which is the Dark One essentially been trying to break Rand and Perrin and Matt this whole time, and giving him access. The only way to give him access to the addictive force of the true power was by Moradin and Rand crossing streams at Balefire.
Yeah.
So that goes along with your point. And then fourth is the kill non-kill order, and like the let the Lord of Chaos reign shit, which is just like shit was just stirred up, and whatever it is their end goal, whether that's to get Rand to the last battle in a broken state and turn him to the Dark One through like using the true power, or whatever, any permutation of those is a possibility, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I like all of those theories. They all make a lot of sense.
So the third one, him with Rand, the Dark One sending, does the Dark One know that the Balefire touched each other? Is the Dark One aware of this?
I'm sure the Dark One must be, don't you think, Josh? Like, how could the Dark One not be aware?
We don't know the answer to that. We know that the Great Lord has to give someone access to the true power.
Yes.
So we know that
I love you so much, Josh. You're the best.
All right, yeah.
We
just
know that
call him
Moradin
G-Lo from now on.
G-Lo. We know that Moradin has been drinking profusely from the font of the true power because he's got
Supping.
And we know that the other Forsaken are worried about him doing it because it's so addictive and can transform a person.
Right.
So we know that Rand and Moradin are connected in previously unexpected and unusual ways. We saw Rand show up in Moradin's dream, blah, 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 right? So, like, shit is acting in a way that is confusing and unknown, and we don't know the answer. So did Rand only access the true power via Moradin, kind of like he entered Moradin's dream? Or how Moradin was massaging his hand where Rand's wrist was blown off? Like, we just don't know, right? Or did the Great Lord offer it to Rand via their connection in order to tempt him? And this got me thinking all about, like, I kind of walked away from this chapter being like, or that chapter being like, oh, this was Rand's last temptation. Like, this is the last temptation of Christ moment in the book.
Oh, wow, okay.
Where
And he took it.
and in a
Even though
sense,
Lou's there and said, don't. And he's like, fuck you, Luz.
Right,
You lose.
and is Rand different enough from Luz to be able to wield it? Is the fact that he also has the key to the Choden Call enough to offset his desire to use the true power, like he says that it is in the chapters?
All right, so we are jumping ahead a little bit, but does he have the statuette, the access key that was in Cadsuane's box?
He does, yeah.
Yeah. He does.
Okay, how do we know that?
Because we read about it in the last chapter.
Where he says that he
Okay.
does.
Because
All right, well,
chapter.
Into his pants and shit. Like,
Point it out to me because I didn't when we get to it. So
Okay.
So Rand, he's walking back. There's a couple tight shards here. There's stretches, but all right.
well, remember, I read up to 28, Dan. So it might be outside of the scope of this show.
No, it's in
Man,
26.
fucking
No,
be.
It
it's
is
in
in
26. It's in 26 because I read it
Okay.
today and I only read through 26. Or I read it
Okay.
yesterday. Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
He banishes Cadsuane.
Well, Kate, thank you
Right.
for following.
I
the
wasn't
protocol
Oh my
that we
God.
set.
I wasn't
Don't
here
thank
last
me.
week, and no
And
one
so
told
you
me
just
what
assumed there was 7 chapters?
Well, it was your responsibility to tell me what chapters we were reading. I just kept
Yeah,
reading.
I said it on the yeah.
I wasn't
You're
at the
right.
show.
You're right.
That is
Yeah,
true.
all right.
Just
All right,
do what I
let's-
do every
let's
week and
shake on
tell
it.
Ryan to ask the group.
7
How many
chapters. All right, so
I wouldn't have stopped there had I not thought about it. I was like, oh, I wonder how long I've read for.
is
would've
that
got
a cock? Is that a cock crowing? It's morning. Oh my gosh, I've been reading all night. I actually,
God.
I
If
actually had a
only.
couple times where I read all night with these books. I love these books. Anyways,
I would love nothing more right now, Dan. Nothing more.
Taishar, true or false? Just true or false? Taishar. Quote: Men didn't want him to be hard.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's a
True.
true. All right, quote: Embrace it when it came.
Yeah.
All right. Quote: He entered the gateway.
I'll give it to you.
Okay. Quote: Maidens were coming. Okay. And
All right, I like that one.
and quote: Bashir and Narishma taking the rear.
Nice.
Yes.
Excellent. Well done.
I'm taking one decent drink for all this.
There you go.
Sounds good.
So, Luz pops in. He's like, that short hair hottie over there is right.
Short head hottie.
So what?
Yeah.
He's all, yeah, we need to break the seals. She's right. He's all, wait. Okay. But and Luz is like, yeah, so we can just die forever. And Rand says this. He says, it wouldn't be nothing. He would have our soul. The pain would be worse, far worse. He says our soul. Is that correct?
Ooh, I did not catch that, Dan, but that does feel correct in this world
Okay.
of weirdness.
Okay. Josh, is that a correct statement?
He would have our souls.
Our soul.
Singular?
Singular.
Well, that should tell us something.
Oh,
It
is
does-
this like Trinity
like-
shit?
It does seem like they are one person.
Yeah.
It
That's what
says
we've been
Rand
told.
felt a chill if Lews Therin began to think that way. No, Rand said, it wouldn't be nothing. He would have our soul. The pain would be far worse, and then Lews Therin began to weep. And then later, when Rand is about to kill Min, he
Tree, it's beautiful.
he
Thank you.
he sees Elena, like it says, this can't be happening. So what it
Well, he
says, and
does.
I
He does accept. I mean, the whole point of these chapters is that Rand accepts that Lews Therin is a part of it. So I think all of this is interconnected, probably. Whether or not Rand is right about it being there, I mean, there's no reason to trust that Rand understands deeply without foreknowledge the metaphysics of this world.
Yeah.
There's no reason to believe that Rand has the metaphysics right. So I don't think Rand saying that means that that is necessarily the way the metaphysics work.
Okay.
Clearly what
Okay.
Rand believes at this moment, but it's on the heels of all of these awarenesses of the fact that Lews Therin is a part of it. And his acceptance of that has to come, and we see it in chapter after chapter. Every time we see a Rand POV, like Lews Therin and him are like more and more one unit. To the point where Elena gets added to the list of women that they killed, right?
Okay.
And Rand doesn't stop him. So like, and there is this bit where he's like, Rand hadn't been willing to see Lews Therin as a part of himself, the mad part of himself, the part that would deal with the torture, if only because it was already so tortured. More pain and suffering was meaningless. You could not fill a cup that had already begun to overflow, right? So like, there's all these indications that in these moments, Rand is accepting their unity, of the unity of two things, right? You can't be together if you aren't two. So are they one thing or are they two people in one? Yeah, good question, Ryan. Is this like, are we looking at the Holy Ghost and the Son here?
Well, you know what? I had that thought regarding the pattern itself. When Rand asks Cadswain, would the pattern just bend to me for me thinking that? I had the feeling of the Creator, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, like they're being them being all one being in three avatars.
Yeah.
I didn't pick that up, but it's an interesting thing to think about for sure.
Yeah, that was a really interesting part. I love that, Dan. Yeah, it was that was really powerful, like the whole interaction between Cadswain and Rand, you know, and him banishing her and her like just having to cower to him in front of everybody too. You know, it's like it's like it mirrors kind of just what she did to Semiraj like right before, right? She just like had her like was just spanking her and just humiliated her in front of everybody, and that's how she broke her. And she was like, how would I break myself? That's how I would do it. And then it happens to her, like she's just annihilated in the political sense, like in the sense that she's like just lost all like credibility now, you know. She can just be killed, and the main guy that everybody needs on their side is like banishing her. And is like, if you show up here again, I will kill you. So
no, very specifically, if you show your face around here again. And I love how
if you show your face,
she eyes it so intensely. She's like, oh, there's to show my face then.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. We're still with Rand. So Rand gets back. Rand gets back. He hangs out with Min. Min's like, hey, you push yourself too harder. He's like, I have to. He's got to be just like a wet blanket to be around, kind of. But she is his Yoko Ono. She's ride or die right now. She's like, I'm everywhere with you. We're all good. She says, hey, you know what Cadswain says? He's like, what? He says, she's been using you to get to me. She's like, don't be an idiot. He's like, she's trying to get to me, manipulate me. She's using you. What have you told her, Min? Is Rand being crazy paranoid?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so. But
Min was hanging. Oh, go ahead. No,
No,
please.
it just
Okay,
seems
go
like
on.
no, it just seems like I mean, God, whatever he decides is going to like I don't know. He can't do anything right. I just like argued with myself in my head. Sorry. So he can't do anything wrong because he's Taveran, right? Like everything's gonna bend to make his shit work until a certain point at least. And fuck, I just lost my like train of thought because
Hey,
it's
tell
just, but it just
Luz
feels
there
like
to shut up.
everybody is just well, yeah, I don't know. It just feels like everybody is able to I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like bend I don't know. Everything is bending around him. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Never mind. Never mind. I'll try to figure it out and then try to articulate it some other time. Thank you so much.
It is a rough reaction that Min has to deal with. She just mentions Cadswin. He's like, she's trying to get to me. She's out to get me. What did you tell her? She's trying to manipulate me. You know, like that's how I read it, is like him turning like it into a crazy dude.
Well, but he has a right to be paranoid, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like that's what I was trying to say. It's like he has a right to be paranoid about everybody and everything, like because he is the ultimate like savior or whatever, you know, or is supposed to be. And so everybody needs him. Everybody needs a piece of him. They all need him to be on their side for whatever reason that might be. And so he's just like pulled in every direction, and he knows this. So who's going to be genuine to him? Like he doesn't know, and he shouldn't trust anybody. In my opinion, I wouldn't.
Rams.
Okay. That's a very good.
Everyone
point.
has a reason to manipulate him.
That's a very good point. And he just survived an assassination attempt. Min calls him a looby. What's the first thing you think of when you hear the word looby?
Someone spitting?
A looby? Yeah, I think of loogie.
I think of a bird. I think of like a loon, I think. And my mind just goes to looby. But should looby itself be a Taishar?
I think that's because you live in Michigan, Dan, where there are like lots of beautiful birds. Maybe.
Yeah, there's probably some like.
Is there a looby? A blue-footed looby?
That's a great necked looby overhead.
Got in my eye. What is that? It's so pretty.
Min has some old cleaning woman clinking dishes, and he's like, "Fuck, we're having a heart to heart here. I don't want this woman all clinking dishes around."
I definitely picked up very early on that something was amiss with the cleaning woman. Did you pick up on that? Hey.
No, I did not. With the dishes? I picked up on the laundry.
The cleaning lady was
before,
Summerhide in disguise, right? So, like, as soon as she was in there, she was like, "Oh, something's about to go down." Like,
that's funny. I did not. No, I didn't. I just, yeah.
So is this Taishar quote? Min was propped up by pillows on a log bed.
Yeah, I think that warrants.
I think just propped up by pillows.
Yeah, that we could have ended there. I'm just propped up by pillows.
On a log bed, though, kind of. I don't know. Log bed just seems.
Log bed makes it just seem more like
glamping. Glamping.
No, not glamping. Like.
No,
low brow poor country.
Yeah, if she's propped up on pillows, then it's just like, ooh, and
what kind of pillows? Sex pillows?
Obviously.
Min also pinches Rand twice.
Get the angle of those hips just right.
Yeah. But that serving woman does clink the domination band around his neck and shimmers into Semirage. He's like, "Hey, Luz." And
okay, so this was an interesting one because no one has ever called him that other than Lanfear.
Has not Ishmael or
not that I'm aware of. Oh wait, not Ishmael, but the other
Samael has.
Samael has.
Robin, one of them.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Maybe not to his face, but at least like when referencing him, when talking to like Grendel.
I don't know if they've ever referred to him as Randolph when talking amongst themselves. Yeah, I'm not sure. But it is odd that they're just like, yeah, no, you're lose.
Mm-hmm.
You lose.
Loser.
Oh no.
You lose.
Loser. Okay. But do they just see Luz Theron then, like when they look at him, because he is him reincarnated, and they've lived through like so many turnings of the wheel that they've
all
just
fought
like
on
gotten
the
used to
same side,
seeing
on
this.
Sides.
What?
Maybe. Well, they fought on the same side. They fought on opposite sides, right? Like we know that they're not always in opposition to one another, right?
Right.
Well, that's what one of them says. That's what
We've
Shamrael said.
heard that more than once, but I believe.
And I know
Are
he
they-
doesn't look like Luz like on the outside, but I'm just wondering if there's something that they just see intuitively or in a different way than, I don't know, non-Forsaken do.
It's like
Like, why do they always call him Luz then? Like, what is that?
It's
Why-
like- it's
why
like
is
my
that like
my great aunt, my first name is my mom's maiden name, so my great aunt Hardy, she would refuse to call me by my first name because she said nope, that's the last name. So I was like little guy. She called me little guy for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like why, just like they just they're like, no, you're Luz Theron, you're not Rand.
Well, I mean, is
Yeah.
it even more nefarious? Is it dead naming? Is it like calling her Rand Bruce Jenner?
Ooh, dead naming? I think that might be a bit far because it still is. I mean,
yeah,
well,
no, yeah.
shit.
No, you're right.
Yeah, but that's different concept. Different concept,
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean though, and like, yes, it's a I don't know, like a name that isn't alive anymore. Yeah, to a body that isn't alive anymore, I suppose.
Right,
But apparently,
right.
it's like still the same.
Well,
soul
let's
or
say
person,
like
so-
someone who knew Bob Dylan back in the or someone someone who knew, let's say, like Snoop Dogg, and would be like, oh no, I know Broderick. What was
I know Tupac.
Calvin Broderick,
Who?
and
His
would-
real name? Oh, okay.
Calvin
and he's
Broderick.
like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm looking for Calvin. And he's like, no, I'm Snoop. He's like, no, you're Calvin. He's like, well.
And you're like, yeah, that's the same thing, but whatever you want to call
And
yourself.
then Calvin
guy.
is in his head, like whispering, kill him, kill him.
Man.
And Snoop's like, no, man. He's like, kill him.
This has just gotten weirder and weirder as it progressed.
Yeah, I know, yeah,
so
yeah.
I like,
Right. So Rand gets clamped with the thing. Semiraj comes in. Min's like, maidens, help! The Karkaron is fucking in trouble. Semiraj throws her against the wall with air. She's all like sideways. Yeah.
Mhm.
Quote. All right, Tyshar, tell me.
you are welcome.
Ryan, only you get to pick. No,
Okay.
no, everyone gets to pick. Everyone gets to pick. Quote.
Uh-oh.
Tossed off the bed. To-
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Toss
I
off.
I don't
Toss
know.
off the bed.
You
Yeah,
can be off the bed, I mean, that's just.
That remind me of, so
That's
in Weird Science,
Occupational hazard.
in Weird Science, when the kid's like, tossing off. She's like, I thought you were brushing your hair. I was. He's like tossing off in the bathroom. Anyways,
Yes,
We're
we got
just
you.
tossing off in the bathroom. Mhm.
tossing off. Elsa comes in. Elsa's all It says that Elsa is quote. Where is it? Oh gosh, another woman entered, or Elsa. Shit, I thought. Oh yeah, it says.
I see it
She
still
looked up,
seeming faintly dazed. Sorry.
looking dazed, as if something had hit her soundly on the head. Yeah.
Yes, that's what led me to. And there's another sentence. Great mistress, Elsa said, turning to Semmerhaj. I is still seeming faintly dazed by something. Perhaps now we should. And I'm assuming that those references were to her still having the compulsion on her.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Elsa's like, and you finally come to your destiny, Randolph Thor. You'll face the Great Lord, and you will lose.
Wait. One thing, let's remember that Elsa came in to Semirog compulsed.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what we're saying, and that's what we're saying. These are references to is her being
still
weird.
compulsed.
I think you might not have been here, Ryan, when we were trying to determine
No.
if we thought she had her compulsion removed or not.
Yeah, and you guys think she did, and then she
No, we think she did
compulsed
not.
her?
No, I think she has not had her compulsion removed. I think that's what we're seeing here. Is she's still under the compulsion?
Okay.
So she's not totally broken. Although maybe removing it made her seem dazed. It's kind of hard to tell, you know. I guess it could go either way, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Could Elsa somehow be a part of this without being a dark friend? If she is compulsed?
She does use
the
phrase Dark Lord, or Great Lord, rather.
Well, that's,
you will face the Great Lord. You will lose.
Yeah, I think that she could have participated, like, just by being under compulsion the whole time, if that's what you're asking. But
so would she have been able to kill
it does
the
seem
Aes?
like she's a black.
But how did they
Go ahead.
kill the Aes Sedai without other Aes Sedai noticing? Or okay, hang on. So how did whatever happened to the 3 Aes Sedai of her holding her shield not trigger either Aes Sedai noticing there was channeling going on, or because there was already channeling going on. So I guess it had to have been a female using the one power that did something to stop them.
But what about their warders and shit?
Well, that was why 2 of them were not killed. They were just knocked out, because killing them would have immediately let their warders know that something was going down.
Could Elsa have done that?
That's what I think that's what she did. I mean, that's what we kind of both said that we thought that had happened, but I don't know.
Because 1 is killed and 2 are just put in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. And it happens right when Shadar Haran is like...
So who compulsed her? My theory is that it had to have been Grendel.
Ooh.
Helping out. So we know that that Moradin made some comment about Semmerhaj being in trouble. But who ended up compulsing her and why in order to get Semmerhaj free? Was it another Forsaken? I mean, we know Shidar Haran showed up, so it was at least okayed from the top, right? But
does Shidar Haran compulse people?
I don't know. Not that we've seen.
Yeah. By the way, I love this drawing so much right now, Tree.
Mm-hmm.
This is so great. I love this is oh man, this is why we want people drawing some of these scenes as we talk about them. So good. Thank you, baby.
Hey, actually, before you continue, Dan, Tree, be sure to take screenshots of all your drawings for us, please.
Yes.
Was Elsa part of the group that was sent to capture Rand? Because if so, didn't Baron compulse them to follow Rand?
Wasn't Elsa the one who was really like pro Rand.
Well, remember Varen like did that weave thing where she tied it off, and she was like, "If anyone knew about this, they think I was using compulsion," and it was like this like flower thing that she did, and then she inverted it.
Jesus, Josh. No,
And
I
that
don't
was
remember.
on Elsa.
I think that was on. Well, it
It's
was
an
on
amazing recall.
Some of the Aes Sedai who captured Rand. I want to say. Fuck, I don't remember. I was just trying to think of who else do we know in the White Tower. Well, I mean, they also use some kind of compulsion on, or the rod on. So if Elsa was discovered as a Black Aja, couldn't the Aes Sedai committee on Black Aja, who was using the chair thing, have done something to her also? Like, there's no indication that the compulsion was by a Forsaken or even by the dark side. Her compulsion could have been something from someone else in the White Tower trying to do good, right?
So yes, they're saying they captured Aes Sedai after Dumai's Wells. It was in the IO camps. She was one of them, and Elsa was the one who was vehement that Rand had to survive.
Okay.
Was she the cute?
And a bunch of yes
Damn.
Joshes. I don't know.
Wow.
Hey, yes, Josh.
I mean,
Was she the farm girl that we met in book
Incredible.
1? Brother Dad, is Elsa
Was she the
the
girl on the farm that we met in book 1?
yeah?
Elsa,
Like
Wow.
the one who walked away.
the one who was hitting on the boys.
Boys. Mm-hmm.
And
How
then
do you
she
remember
went,
this
and
stuff?
then she went to the White Tower late after them. Yeah,
Yes, Beanie.
right. Oh wait. Oh no, that was Elsa, not Elsa.
Jesus,
Elsa.
fucking
Fuck
Robert
you,
Jordan.
Wow.
Robert Jordan.
I'm
Our chat is
yeah.
incredible.
We have a couple of those in these chapters. There's a Shiriam. There's a Shiriam. Let's see. There's
Shiriam and Shamirian.
Shamarin.
Shamarin and yeah, that was
Yeah.
like really confusing too in these
You
chapters.
say Shiriam. I say
Yeah, I said
Shimirium.
Shiriam.
Shimirian.
Shamarim.
guess-
Let's call the whole thing.
Elsa. Elsa.
The other possibility is that the
Yes,
other possibility is that the other Forsaken who is masquerading as an Aes Sedai in the White Tower did some compulsion on her of some sort, I guess. Shaidar Haran could also have been the one who did it. Like, there's just so many possibilities, I guess, right?
Correct. And in fact, when it was, I think it was who traveled and they saw the familiar tiles of Tarvalon when they tried. I think it was when Sheriam. Yeah, we'll get to that. I'm jumping ahead. All right, so Elsa comes in. Elsa apparently knocked out the 3, killed one of them. 2 others are dead, or not dead.
One's dead, 2 are knocked out. Yeah.
We see just kind of what the Dominion band can do, according to what Semiraj was saying. Oh yeah, the Adam was like garbage. This band, I can make it so you can't even walk. It's not like I'm gonna compulsion like the other ones. It's like, oh, if you try to walk, you'll like get nauseous. No, the Dominion band, you just can't fucking do it. You can't talk, you can't walk, you can't speak, you can't do anything unless she allows it, and not only allows it, but like makes it happen. So she said, like, if she'll just make you stand up and walk, like this band is crazy. Compared to what
the first
is.
Apple Watch was shit, but the Series 10 and the Ultra is gonna rock your world and track all your shit.
Right. This is Apple.
So,
this is the iPhone 16 or whatever.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
All right, team. I have to like rant just for 1 second.
Rant.
I was very upset re-listening to Semirog. Her, like, the things that she was saying felt to me like a comic book.
That's like a dot makes a printer, by the way. That watching that go.
Yeah.
No,
like,
sorry.
God, it's so
No.
slow.
Printing.
I'm dying.
It's rendering.
It's still ink. It's going. It's going. I remember the nerves.
Sorry,
I feel
right?
nervous.
I
I feel
It is-
nervous
it is
watching
captivating.
This. Like, oh my god, is it gonna finish? Is it gonna? Do I have enough ink?
Oh, drink. All right. So no, it's so that whole this whole chapter reminded me of, like, just really kind of like Batman is tied up and the villain is just telling Batman all the plot. And then I'm gonna go, destroy the world, or blah blah blah. Like, it felt like such an unnecessary info dump, and it
It's
just
very play by play. I mean,
it didn't feel like Semirog to me. Like, it didn't. It seemed out of character. What did you guys think about that? Did that catch your ire?
I personally thought otherwise. To be honest. I thought that once you have this collar around a neck, it really is like yeah. I think it was more organic. I didn't see it as being chintzy or like melodramatic. I thought it was an organic way of saying no. But first, I'm gonna have you and no, you're not gonna use the power. You're gonna use your hand. It's more personal. Like trying to break the dude. Yeah, I thought it was rad. Actually, I like this scene.
Okay.
I think it kind of like I think it was good because it spelled like it kind of, I don't know, for me it gave me a lot of information that I like to get as like a recall of what the hell does what and what works in what way, because I forget all the time and it's really hard to keep track of everything, and I don't usually read books like all the stuff we've always talked about. So, like for me it's helpful in that way, but I also see what you're saying though, Ryan, and it does feel I re-listened to this chapter and I was like, oh yeah, like after we spoke about this a little bit, and it just really, it does feel a little bit like, hey Robin, we've got to do A B C D to get blah da 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 done, and like the villain is like standing right there and you're like, but first we're gonna kick your ass, and it's like, what?
Chris Rapper.
It is a lot of information, and I get it. I get what you're saying too.
Yeah, so Chris Rapper says she had ran dead to rights. Just throw the collar on him, get a gateway away. Boom, you got him. You're the new Nameless.
Yeah.
I guess it was.
If I didn't need that, or if I was just binging this, I would be thoroughly annoyed by the detail that keeps coming up in each chapter. It feels like that's just kind of the way that he writes, though. Maybe I'm over like generalizing it, and it may just be this chapter, but I kind of feel like a little bit of it is it's just kind of very explanatory. Again, I like that. I like it for the way that I'm reading it in this,
I mean, doesn't this
at this pace? That's all.
Doesn't this just fit what we were talking about earlier, though, of like the unknown of whether it's the pattern bending to Rand and like putting him in a position where he has to end up at the last battle versus the Great Lord trying to break him. Like all of those things are still, all four of those possibilities are still at work right here. If she doesn't do what she does, then he either dies, ends up in the Great Lord's care directly, and isn't able to do the things he needs to do to get to the point where they have the battle and breaks the seals. Or, like, I get that it's plot armor also, but at the same time, there's so many reasons why she has to, and we know she's broken. if Cad Swain hadn't broken her, would she be doing this, like this retribution?
Well, that's a good
No,
question.
I don't
though.
think she
Like,
would. Like, it's only
really?
because no, she goes
Huh.
into all this detail and like really grinds his nose to the whetstone because she's been broken, and because Min's knives have quote tasted her blood 2 times, and like all of these
Right.
things at work.
Min did throw a knife at her, cut her on the cheek, and blood was dripping off her chin. So it
You
wasn't
can tell
an
that she's so
insignificant cut.
distracted. She's so distracted by putting it to Rand and like taking out on him all of her frustration because she lost her strength of being a badass.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
One way to do this, right?
I can hear that now. But what's Morden's
think
deal
so.
then?
What do you mean? What's
But
more?
y-
Like, never
Well,
mind. Yeah,
Morden
you guys
is
discussed it.
disappointed in
It's in Morden's best
Severus.
interest for her to fail. He's the Nablus. He doesn't want her showing up with Rand. He wants
But
her to fail.
also, didn't
Oh,
Morden
just-
just punish Semiraj for fucking up earlier?
He didn't punish her, but he left her in confinement.
So he
He
left
said,
her
"Do
in
not
like,
going to lift a
yeah.
hand to help her because she screwed up and didn't follow the
Yeah.
instructions. And instead, we
Okay.
see Shaidar Haran showing up without Moradin and releasing her, which again makes me wonder: is this Lord of Chaos Reign shit, or is it Shaidar Haran on Moradin's side, causing her to fail by releasing her into a situation he knows that she'll screw up? There's just so many
I
ways
mean-
with the information. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I guess this is the big question then: is so Rand? Rand is collared. He is choking Min. He's like on top of her. It says Rand squeezed harder, leaning down for leverage.
Pushing it
Uh,
forward.
In italics, it says, "This can't be happening. I've killed her. I'm mad. Ilyena."
Yeah.
I don't know which are which. And then in all caps, italics, it says, "This can't be happening. I will not do this again." Then it says,
Yeah.
at that moment, he grew aware of a strange force.
Yep.
A clouded face flashed before Rand's own, one whose features
Yes.
he couldn't quite make out. It was gone in a moment, and Rand found himself filled with an alien power, something he'd never felt before. Lews Theron screams, "That's impossible. We can't use it. Cast it away. That is death we hold. Death and betrayal. It is him," in all caps. Rand
Okay,
screams. Oh, go ahead.
So that clouded face was Moradin, presumably, right?
Right, presumably, yeah.
So it does seem to indicate that Moradin was somehow involved in allowing Rand access to the true power.
Yeah. Now, if he was just doing
Uh-huh.
that to get the one up on Semirog, like, doesn't that seem
Well,
like
It's
very
multifold.
drastic? What's that?
But it's not only him preserving his place as Nablus by forcing Semirhaj to show that she's failed, but also it's tempting Rand with this drug and
Mhm.
breaking him further and putting him under possible, like, you know how like later in these chapters, every time
Exactly.
what's her face sees Rand, he's like shrouded in the cloud of darkness. Presumably,
Wait, who?
Now-
Who?
That's right. Yeah.
whenever Cat Swain sees Rand, she doesn't look at him directly, just out of her periphery. He's shrouded in a cloud of darkness that she's never seen before.
Yeah.
I think that is the after effect of having been tempted, having this last temptation
Probably.
kind
That-
of moment.
That
And gives
seems
it-
to be like the new taint, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like on the whole situation. It's like, oh, fuck. Now, this is like, since that happened, the cross streams, like, yeah, we have a lot more like Morden influence, a lot more Great Lord influence.
So if,
Right.
if
I mean,
we
it's just
assume
very, yes.
if we assume that if Morden was responsible for Rand getting access to the true power, now Morden was like rubbing his hand where Rand had burnt it off. Was Morden like in pain and was like, "Oh, fucking Samurai, stop it"? Or
maybe. I mean that I love it even more that is a possible answer because of the crystal things where he has their soul. What is that thing called?
status box?
What is it, Dan?
The
Stasis box?
stasis.
No, not the stasis box. The things that he wears around his neck.
The Korsuvra or something.
Korsuvras. It's like it's almost like
Oh.
joining with Rand put him in a Korsuvra, which is super meta and symbolic,
Mhm.
right? Because that's like feeling another's pain. It's different than someone reaching into your soul and causing you pain, but there is some similarities there of like the way that they're described.
Could it be that Rand was able to do this without Morden's like approval?
Yes.
That he just he willed it to happen. He called it into being, like he
Or that
needed
the
it.
Great Lord offered it to him. I mean, another possibility.
And that's a possibility I wanted to bring up. Like, could this have been the Great
Yeah.
Lord? Could that face have been the Great Lord?
Yes, it absolutely could have. It absolutely could have. Like
But
I
that
said,
face have been
I like
Haran.
his heroin. Like, Great Lord is the drug dealer over here. Like, first bags on me kind of thing, you know?
Well, and right, like get you hooked, and and then you're a returning customer for life. That's a perfect way of putting it. Exactly, Josh. And I are speaking the same language. This is weed versus heroin, and Rand is now hooked. Okay, Great Lord is the best drug dealer ever.
Could this backfire?
Also, he has no face. He never has a face. So having this be the Great Lord is like exactly perfect because we never have seen him.
It absolutely
and
could
it
backfire.
Always is like and of course it could backfire, yeah.
I think they say it here. They say it, Luce Theron says it. That like when you touch, it's him, he says, meaning it's the Great Lord. Like the true power is the Great Lord.
Yeah.
It's not.
Mirage kind of confirms that when she says, I felt nothing. You can't. The true power. Why have you betrayed me, Great Lord? Why?
Yeah.
Well, and that's why the only thing that happens, like their voices are only heard in their head. You never, like the reference to this Great Lord is always just within their head, too. Like their speak. Did you guys notice? You know what I'm talking about?
No, she yells that out. But that's impossible.
I know she yells it out, but she hears the Great Lord, like the references the great, or speaking to her and she could only hear it in her head. Like it seemed like it was coming from inside of her head or something like that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
That might have been Landrin.
So that makes a lot of sense to me. No, this was recent. I'll try to find it. I don't know.
Well, not Landrin. I mean Alviarn or whatever. But yeah. Anyways, I remember what you're talking about.
Alviarn, yeah, not Leandrin, but okay, yeah. But anyways, but there have been many references, and that's all I'm saying is like many references to that being a faceless kind of thing, like in just a voice speaking to them through nothing tangible that they could tell.
Well, Rand balefires both Semiraj and Elza for good measure. And then tells Min, yep, they done fucked up. You want that giggly guy? You want a giggly guy? That ain't me. That dude's gone. They've done everything they could fucking possibly do now. I am the void. And that's pretty much where it ends.
So I have this vague memory from maybe like Faldara. Didn't Rand like use the Great Lord's name? and like reality like kind of bent around him, like early on, book 4 or 5, I want to say.
Yes, he says earlier than that. I think
book
it's
2 or
book
3.
2. Book 2, when he says, "No, Moraine, I killed Shaitan," and she's all, "Don't say that." And there was like, I think there was a little rumble or some shit, maybe.
Yeah, something happened, like reality like bent around him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that the very fact that we see this darkness and like reality bending around Rand in these next couple chapters in the way that it does seems to indicate that like the Great Lord either did this to push him further off his rocker or to like garner a connection with him, with like the hero of the light, so that, you know, he has more influence on him, or that he just did it through Moradin is another possibility. But it seems likely the Great Lord had to have been involved.
Could Moradin be going rogue? Because the crossing streams has like modified him as well, and he's like maybe on a hero's journey to find out what's going on, or because I mean, yeah, didn't like Rand show up in his dreams? It's like you invaded my dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no reason to think that Rand couldn't also be affecting Moradin positively, other than the dark cloud around Rand makes me think otherwise. That we see. And Rand just becoming so much darker, and like the way that he starts to act. Like, it's not like he comes out of this all like warm and glowy. Like, shit is like awry. Yeah.
Does this change in demeanor? Is this as a result of his use of the true power?
Does what?
This change in demeanor, this instant, like, no more laughs, men. You want jokey? No, jokey.
No, it's not directly connected. It's more about what he's been put through,
the trauma,
and how he's had to cut off his own emotions in order to like tolerate himself and see his path.
That makes sense. All right, let's jump to chapter 23. That was our first chapter of the night, right? This one's only like 6 pages up. So it's Cadsuane. It's called A Warp in the Air. It has the dragon banner as its icon. And it is Cadsuane. In the aftermath, we learn that the 2 of the 3 Aes Sedai are actually alive. Corell and Nasune. They had warders. Dagian. She had no warders, so she's dead. She was nice, but the other ones were put in some kind of trance. It was not the fork root. All right, I got a Taishar quote. Hand clasping his stump behind him.
I mean, it's good, but I don't know.
These are tough. She rushes off to go see Rand. Rand's in his apartment. He's brooding. He is brooding like a mother. He's staring off at the window. Min is, she's looking abused. She has just marks on her neck. And Rand is like, she's like, "What happened, boy?" He's like, "Hey, Narishma, I'm going to teach you this weave. Pay attention. I'm only doing it once. See my jacket? Balefire. Jacket's gone." Cadsuane's like, "What the fuck? That's forbidden." He's like, "Not anymore. I said it wasn't."
All right, Brother Dan.
Trump 2024. What?
Let's all say goodbye to Treat.
Oh, Tree has to go? Oh,
I know. Usually
Tree, that picture's so good.
Thank you.
Or is that what Min is thinking as she's passing away?
I gotta go now for.
Oh no!
Usually I usually work
Good
during
night.
nights. Like
Also,
start
good
at
night.
10 and we go till 3 because we're night owls. But my, work pal was nice enough to let me not work till midnight. But now I gotta go. So
Okay.
sorry.
Well,
Thanks for having
thank
me.
you so much. No, thanks so much for drawing this, and thanks for being on with us. We love you, Tree. Tree,
Yeah, that's fun.
what's your where do you want people to go if they want to follow you more?
I just joined Blue Sky. I've been posting some art on Blue Sky.
There you go.
I'm on.
That is what all the
Instagram.
kids are doing these days.
Yes, so
So
I hear.
yeah. Are you at? What's your at on Blue Sky?
I think it's
Tree?
Tree X Hugger, like my Discord
Okay.
handle. And then I'm also on
Okay.
Instagram, but I think Instagram is Tree X Art, like tree.x.art. And then
At
I'm also
tree.x art.
art. I
Wait,
think so.
at tree.x.art.
Art.
Art.
Okay,
Yes.
we need to get visuals up for this.
If you put like
Yep.
most of those words
Yeah.
in, it'll probably come up. It's like the sunflower with sunglasses. You'll find it.
Okay, it's
That
your
wall
your
is
logo.
awesome. Yeah,
Thank you.
that wall is awesome. Like just watching you do this stuff digitally and seeing like background come
It's really
after and stuff,
incredible, yeah.
It's so fun and fascinating to watch. So thank you so much.
It was a little
You get out of
intimidating.
here.
I haven't actually. So this is Photoshop, and I haven't actually worked on Photoshop in. Like the only time I do it is on Watchinary nights. So I had to like try and remember what all the buttons did and where they all were. I've been doing Procreate a lot, which is a lot more like, you
Hubba.
pinch and zoom and you twist with your hand. So I was like trying to do that on here, but that doesn't have like the, the finger touching things.
Tree, you did
Oh,
an amazing job. Beautiful.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was
it
awesome.
so
There was
much.
a few
All
times I was like, why isn't this working?
All right, well, Tree, keep procreating.
And we'll see you on Saturday or Sunday night. Sunday morning.
Yeah. What? I think it's Saturday. Yeah, it is Sunday because it's 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Sunday. We'll see you for watching there.
Yes.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank
What's
you.
so good.
Mwah.
I missed her.
We love her. I miss her. Oh, I miss her. Do I have it
All right.
in my teeth?
So Cat Swain's like, so what? That's forbidden. Don't do that shit. He's like, I've decided that it's not. She's like, he says, she's like, you're a child playing. And he's like, hey, quote, if you call me a child, Cat Swain, then what are those of you who are thousands of years my junior? And she's like,
What?
What?
Ooh.
What happened to Semiraj? She's like, he's worse than death and far better off in many ways, I should think. And then he's like, Cat Swain, you see that shrapnel on the bed there? The bracelets with no collar? Yeah, that's what you promised you were gonna fucking get rid of and take care of. She's like, that's impossible. I had it on a box next to my bed, but the box had like super awesome alarms. Like it was gonna make noises and sounds and lights if someone opened this box.
Yeah, but too bad Ocean's 11 got in.
Right.
Oh.
Right. They're like, ooh, I can't
Ocean's
believe
11.
they broke into my casino. And so she's like, oh shit, I put my best amateur stuff on there and apparently it wasn't good. He's like, hey, listen, you done fucked up, quote. Well, she says, do you all right, so she doesn't handle this well as far as I'm concerned.
Doesn't handle this well.
Says,
Yeah.
it says
Jesus,
she had
fuck.
prepared the best ward she knew. It said, do you expect an apology from me?
Awfully close. Okay, thank you.
And Rand says, from you? Nah.
Jump
No,
scare.
no,
Sorry, folks.
But you are exiled from my sight, Cat Swain. If I see your face again after tonight, I will kill you. She's like, but you don't kill women. That's like part of your thing. You're like Batman. You He says, quote, I have been forced to revise that particular inclination as of tonight. She's
Yeah,
like,
and
but
then he says what's in his brain. I loved this part that like what was iron had to turn to Quendiar. It was so
Mhm.
good. I loved
yeah,
that.
yeah, he
He's
was
like, what was
still.
iron before about me? I was steel, and then I was iron. What was iron had to turn to Quendiar.
He says, but, and he says,
Not a good.
Cat Swain, he said softly, do you believe that I could kill you right here, right now, without using a sword or the power? Do you believe that if I
Do
simply
you?
willed it, the pattern would bend around me and would stop your heart by coincidence?
Honestly, the only
And
thing that was missing from this is like, do you, punk?
do you, punk?
Yeah.
Cat Swain, you feeling lucky, punk?
I was just waiting for it.
And
Like, oh my
Cat
god,
Swain
he's
thinks,
so gonna fucking annihilate her. It's gonna
Cat
happen.
Swain thinks being Tabarin didn't work that way. Light, it didn't, did it? He couldn't bend the very pattern to his will, could he? Kay, is this exactly how Tabarin works? And could he bend the very pattern around himself? Is this what Matt does with his luck? Is this what Perrin does with his thing in a weird way?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how. I don't think that's what's happening. I think that that's not how it works, and he can't just like will it to happen in that moment and be like, "Pooh, you're gone." He can balefire and like he can do some crazy shit that could definitely make poof, you're gone happen, I think, but not no. No.
Okay. Not just by willing it.
Christian
Not
Rapper
by just
says it's
willing
not
it
Cat
to
Swain's
happen.
fault that Shadar, what's his name, showed up.
Hey, but she didn't protect that shit well enough, and he can't take any chances. Everybody could deceive him. And I'm going to keep on going back to that because it really feels very true. And if I was him, I just wouldn't trust anybody either. He's broken also now. He's fucking broken. Can we just like point that out? Again,
So
I know we
who?
did talk about this, but like he's broken. He's changed his mind and he has, do you know that moment? Like everybody has a moment in like a big change, shift, something very gigantic happens in your life and it shifts you and you go, oh my fucking god, I am not the same person. And there's a moment that happens and it feels like that's what I was experiencing in this chapter for Rand, like that moment of so much trauma, so much in the same way, so much in the same, it was just so much. And he was like, you can't break me again. And then he was broken and
Right.
he's like, fuck, like that's it. Like I'm not going back anymore. And there's a point in which I think like people can relate to this in a lot of ways. And so I thought this was really well done in that way, where it felt like really relatable to a human experience, but also obviously it's just completely batshit because it's
Right.
this
No, that's a
world.
very good point. Okay, a lot of this stuff is about the breaking of spirit, right? A lot of
Yeah.
like what we're reading, Egwin is fighting it. And it
Mhm.
seems that right now Rand's spirit may have been broken. He's like, fuck you, and you trying to make me laugh. I got bigger fucking
Yeah.
things to do. But
Yeah.
Christian Rapper does ask a question here, though. It says, does
Oh.
anyone think that if Cat Swain was more apologetic, that Rand would have been more forgiving of Cat Swain? She did come in behaving like a jerk. If she
I don't
was
think
like,
so.
oh shit, sorry, oh fuck, let me,
No.
she was like,
No, he had already
come here,
shifted. He
boy.
had already shifted. In my opinion, he had already shifted, and there was no going back for him. And he had already decided that if he needs to kill a woman, he's going to kill a woman. He's already done that, been there, done that. We're past the point of no return. I think for Rand, he's
Right.
not going to ever be the little farm boy that he once was. You know.
Yeah, Brian.
Not
That's a
even
good.
at all.
It was this the straw that broke
Yeah.
Rand's back. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think so.
Yeah. Again. Again. And
Yeah.
like the last straw though, like this really was the last thing I think that sent him over the edge. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a different Rand we're seeing here now. This is the cutthroat.
The chapter's
person.
called the last that could be done.
Well,
And he
that-
says
that
this
does-
was the last that could possibly be done, right? That's
Yeah.
the straw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
So,
my God!
do we
What a
know-
Holocaust!
Do
Sorry,
we
go
know
ahead,
who
go
it
ahead.
was who stole the domination band? Was it Elsa who broke into her box? Or Soralia? Like, the only person that she opened it in front of was the wise one. What made me wonder.
Didn't he say he said you allowed someone to come by your room or come into your room, or what was it? Oh God, where was it?
It says
What was
not intricately enough, I think is all he says.
Yeah. Hold on, it's right here. That's what I had assumed.
Wait,
as far
I was
as
unaware
impossible.
that you were visiting the wise ones. Okay, wait. I sent
So
people
that-
to your room. Tell me, is this the box where you were keeping the bracelets?
Yeah.
We found it open on the floor of your quarters. A maiden brought out a familiar oak box. It was the same one, obviously. Cad Swain turned toward him in anger. You searched my room? I was unaware that you were visiting the wise ones, Althor said. Do you want me to continue?
What's your point about that, though?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
What were you saying about that? Why were you reading?
I don't know. I thought we were talking about the boxes and him,
Yeah,
somebody
no,
coming
I
into
was
the
saying,
room.
who
I
broke
couldn't
into
figure out
the box?
who. I know. I'm trying to.
The box
Yeah,
was
that-
on the floor, open and
Open
empty.
when they found it. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and the only other piece of information we could really kind of put together is that Elsa was already compulsed. Right. So
Yeah,
but she have gone to the
you're right.
Lords,
There's
though?
no like
She-
actual.
she came to Semirog compulsed and saying, I have, you have to uncompulse me.
Or be warned, I have a compulsion on me. Presumably by
No, when
other-
she said,
Yeah,
I have
you're
orders
supposed
to,
to remove it.
yeah, I by orders, you're supposed to remove it or something. So, like, there's something else going on here, right?
Wait,
like,
was it? No, wasn't Narishma's just there? Had been asking quiet. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
oh,
Continue. Sorry.
Billy Joel,
I
Brother
remember.
Dan?
No, I remember when Rock was young. Me and
Uh-huh.
Susie had so much fun. Yeah. No, I'm Elton. I'm Brother Elton.
Okay.
Obviously. The Piano Man. Isn't that Elton John's? Like searching my brain for an Elton John song. I'm drawing a blank except for Piano Man.
My gift is my song, yeah. This one's for you.
Yeah.
Look at Elton
Oh,
John
yeah.
actually has two big white eyeballs like this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, that's psychedelic.
That's crazy. Oh my god, screenshot
And
this
you
shit.
can tell everybody
All right, but
this is a song. It may be quite simple, yeah. I can only look this way. to do it.
No.
I hope you
I
don't
guess you don't
mind.
Elton Johnny.
Oh, I guess you do. I hope you don't mind. That's right. I'm like, I guess you don't mind.
It was like Grizzly
I mean-
Elton John. You don't mind. You gotta go up there.
Hope you
By
don't
the way,
mind. I
Bernie
can't do
Taupin, the Elton John lyrics are not good, by the way. But then again, maybe. He's not. Yeah, it's not good,
Not good.
right?
I got the anime eyes.
Oh,
You
you,
really?
do.
You've got two.
you
people,
Sargon
and a little
going.
smiley face. There's a little.
Or it
smiley
does
face
look like a little
beside
smiley
your
face on my
eye.
eyeball, yeah.
It's like another. There's Luz. Hi,
It's a poop
Luz.
emoji.
Hey, at least my inner demon's smiling. They love it in there. They fucking love it in there. They're like, we couldn't land in a better place.
Tricky dicky.
So much stimulation.
So, Josh, you weren't here. Does Taverin work that way? I mean, is it like Rand's luck and Perrin's dreams and stuff, where he could just think? Could he kill? Could Cadsuane's heart have stopped if he had wanted it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, Cadsuane is banished. Yeah.
Could it be that like he's so convincing that he just make like voodoo style just makes it happen, even because he just like I think this is
doll.
Like when do you think the last time Cadsuane has felt fear in her entire life?
Now, could the great Lord kill her through
Gilo?
Rand? Could Gilo? So I forget where other times we've seen reality warp around.
Good.
Yeah.
You guys are so funny when you react to each other like that.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
As she watched the air around him seem to warp, and she could almost think the room had grown darker. I feel like we've seen this before. I don't remember around whom or during what. But
it says that again. Day she turned, and from the corner of her eye, she saw the deep darkness emanating from Ram Althor, warping the air even further.
Yeah.
When she glanced back, it was gone.
Josh, I believe maybe book 2. Rand is fighting with Baalzamon. I think round 2.
Right.
And he's like, "Great Lord, help me." And then like he had like a dark aura surrounding him.
Okay, so I guess that's what it's reminding me of, I guess. I wouldn't have been able to pick that out. Thank you, however.
Yeah. You're impressed, Dan, aren't you? Aren't you impressed?
Ryan,
that
look
was
at my eyes.
Jesus Christ,
Ryan,
I know. You look like a future nerd.
I'm so shocked.
I'm so shocked. I'm the most shocked puppet you'll ever see.
So if Rand had decided for Cadsuane to die right there, could the Great Lord have acted through him to cause it to happen? Probably. Now, would that have just been Rand bending the pattern to his will? No. But
he would have been granted allowance from a higher power.
I think so.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So being Taverin.
No, wait. Wait. Whoa, wait. What a bit. Because challenging this. Just because he wants Cadsuane to be dead?
I think
because that's what he wants?
If he had decided that he wanted her dead right there, it would have happened. Not because he can control the pattern, but because of his new connection to the darkness. That's my guess.
Said by coincidence, his heart would have
with
started.
that.
Yeah, no, Josh, I think it's a little stronger. I think that he's saying, if I had willed it, your heart would stop. Not that him forming a weave, not that him
weave, bending the pattern to his will.
Correct.
Yeah, I understand. That's what I'm saying.
And so the Dark One has.
Well, no, I think Josh is talking about like what we're talking about. Like, I think he's referencing that same thing, but I think that it's not actually like that's not going to happen, right? Like that just isn't. Like he can't will it to happen in the moment. He can like maybe if for the end result it needed to be that way in that moment for things to progress the way that they need to progress up into a certain point, at least with Rand being at the last battle and the way that he needs to be in the last battle or whatever the fuck, but like not in a way that like if he wants her to be dead, then it just like he just gets power and like gets the right kind. I mean, he could kill her with lots of things already without any true power coming from Morden, or the Dark One or the Great Lord, but like what? But actually, where does that power come from? Is it coming from Morden or is it coming from the Great Lord? Do we know?
We don't know. That's up for debate.
We do
The
not.
true power is from the Great Lord. Now, whether or not Rand has access to it via Moradin or directly is a separate question.
Well, or does he have access to it at all without their assistance, though? Like, is what I guess I'm really asking. Like, does he have access to that power at all just by having had access to that power? He now has access, or he just is.
I don't think so. I think
He
has
only
to
had access. Okay.
Continue.
So,
Could
like, yeah,
Rand-
I mean, yeah.
Josh, do you think that Rand could ever level up to have access to the true power without the Great Lord's acceptance?
We don't know what it is, but maybe. I'd like to think so. I mean, that would be badass.
Okay. Let me ask you another question.
Well, would it though? Would it?
It could. So let's say Hopper. Could Hopper stop someone's heart by willing it in the wolf dream?
I don't know the wolf dreams that well. I feel like we don't know the wolf dreams that well, but maybe Josh has references to the wolf dreams that I do
That's
not
an amazing
recall.
question, Dan.
It is a good question.
Thanks.
It's a really good question, and like therefore, like what else can happen in any dreams? Like in Teleanrod, who can do
Could
what?
they bend the pattern? Can someone who has control bend the pattern to kill someone?
And the timelines are so weird and tricky in there that it does seem like there could be different. Anyway, what?
No, I was just gonna say, Rand specifically said.
I heard you.
He's on G-Lo.
All right, Rand specifically said, "Willed it." If I willed it to happen.
Yeah, willed it.
And that's a whole.
So like, if that's the concept that we're asking specifically about, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think.
Which feels very similar to like in book 1 when they're looking for the Eye of the World, and it was like they found it based on their need. Right? It doesn't have to seem like like it's almost related to.
But the Tavernness like happens very differently for each one of them. Like it seems like there's a different force that influences Perrin, a different force that influences Matt, a different force, or maybe all the forces that influence Rand.
Well, when we look at Hinterstap, could we say that Matt?
Go.
Well, is Matt becoming more in control of his pattern bending as well? He threw dice and he's like, yeah, I want to lose. I want to lose all this gold. And I did. And then they bet the whole wagon of food and I went. Didn't he seem like he was kind of bending the pattern with that?
It did, yeah.
A little?
Maybe it's a like dark one force or something, or maybe it's the light one force and the dark one force is oh so pure and sticking to the whatever no, that wouldn't be it because it's breaking the wheel anyways. Shut up. So
but I mean him knowing like him throwing dice and like losing and he's like no don't worry Talmanis, this is perfect. No, right. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. Like he went in there saying
he willed it to happen. Maybe it's not even
happen. Yes.
Maybe it's not even luck at that point. Oh.
Right?
No, I have this whole thing about will magic, but that's for probably tavern talk.
What you're talking about? The Fresh Prince?
Will?
Yeah, Will Smith.
Magic.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah. Will Smith. I can't talk. Will Smith versus Magic Johnson.
She put the hand on my knee. She put my foot on the gas. I almost got whiplash.
Are we seeing our Tavern level up? We see Perrin talking to Hopper.
Right.
We saw
No,
this shit
Hopper
with
bitch slapped
Matt.
him. No, that can't be leveling up. Hopper
Hold
just
on,
straight
he's
up.
trying.
What's that?
Well, he's trying.
I know, but that's funny. Okay, go on.
I mean, so is this?
Matt with the rolling of the dice. Yeah,
I mean, I guess. How do you level? What is the limit to a Tabaran? Can you stop a heart?
Sorry, I just
Am I
found the
beating a
greatest
dead horse,
drinking-
Josh?
I found
Is-
a drinking obligation. I got distracted. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
All right.
We might
So
want
Cat
to.
Swain leaves, and she's like, "Oh fuck! I got out of there just barely." Whoo! She's like, "I don't know what the fuck to do." And then it jumps to Gawain, new chapter. Anything in that last chapter? We'll do at least one more, but I don't know if we're gonna get through all. Go ahead, Kate.
Drinking obligations.
Taishar.
Min sat on the bed, rubbing her neck, eyes red, short hair disheveled, face pale.
You know,
That's all one sentence. I was so happy.
That's beautiful poetry.
I
Thank
considered
you.
that one, except for the trauma that was
I know.
preceding
Don't
it,
read into
I was
that.
like,
Just- we're not.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just good
She
stuff.
does
we're
look
thinking
hot.
about. Right? She looks so pretty. Lou's references how hot she looks. That's good. His coat lay rumpled on the floor, and he stood in a white shirt sleeves, a cool wind blowing, and a ruffling in his golden hair. Or
There
red
you
gold,
go.
red gold hair.
Red
Okay.
gold hair.
That feels like the beginning, like the cover of one of those shitty
Romance
novels
novels.
from the 80s. Yeah.
That's absolutely
Yeah. Or maybe they still exist, but I wouldn't know. So
The wind softly rustling.
kidding. Okay,
nipples
wait,
hard.
this last one. With that, Althor put his hand out to the side, and a bar of brilliant white fire shot from between his fingers.
Yeah!
Okay.
Nice.
That might be the best
Okay.
one you've ever done, Kiss.
That's
Yeah.
a really
I
Yeah.
was like, what?
That's a
That's fun.
really good one.
Sorry, that's the one that distracted me the last time you were speaking, Dan. I'm so sorry about that. But it was like,
a
oh,
really good one. No, it's a really good one. Let's rush through Gawain. Gawain is a bull icon, so let's rush through that one, right? Let's bull. It's called a
Yes.
new commitment. And Gawain enters the camp of the rebels. The rebel camp is kind of a shambles. The main camp is good, but there's a bunch of whores. There's a bunch of whores.
there is nothing wrong with that.
There's tons of whores around.
Wait, you
Shambles.
talking about Bella?
That's a horse. Yeah,
Yeah, they had a bunch of whores, right? Horses.
horses.
Bunch of,
So
I
many.
love that, Ryan. That was so good. Well timed. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been itching
Gawain's
for
riding
Bella.
through, sniffing all the horses. He's like, I would put a napkin up to my face if I was bougie. But
could.
yeah. Taishar?
don't want to pure a prince, even though I am princeling.
Yeah, I'm a prince again. Thank you, officers. All right, Taishar, quote, the man grunted and bent.
Yeah,
Good one.
he
That work?
did.
All right. Yeah, he did. So Gawain walks out, rides up, and he's like, yeah, tell your general, quote, go tell your general that alone. Oh, wait. He's like, my name's Gawain. I'm here to speak to Gareth Bryn immediately. Matter of urgency. He's like, yeah, why don't you go see the recruitment guy over there, buddy? Thanks. Our general's busy. He's like, oh, am I going to have to fuck you up? Okay, I'm guessing I'm going to have to fuck you up. Jumps off his horse. Boo! Goes right into oak, shakes its branches. Bam! He goes to parting the silk. Bam! He goes to twisting the wind. Bam! Lays out this people. He says, quote, go tell your general that a lone blade master has felled a squad of his guard in under 10 heartbeats. I'm an old student of his. Don't want to see me. In walks Gareth. He's like, yeah, you fucked up my guys pretty good. Thanks for that. He's like, they'll live. None of them were killing blows. It's like, all right, walk with me. We're going this way. And he starts kind of scolding young Gowan. He's like, why aren't you with your sister? He's like, well, I was distracted. I was trying, you're doing a siege against the White Tower. He's like, well, fuck that. He's like, well, but I'm back because I'm on your team now because the White Tower has Egwin captured over here. So I'm over here. We're just here to get Egwin out. That's why I'm here. We're on the same team. He's like, well, she's forbidden us to rescue her. So there's that. And he's like, well, why don't we just do it anyway? She's like, well, that's not right. Let's see. He says, they talk about Camelin. He's like, yeah, your sister's in charge. She's the queen. He's like, what? By the way, this kind of shows just how there's no internet. There's no like Apple News. There's no Google. There's no like Breitbart, if that's your deal. There's nothing like you can just look on your phone and be like, oh, Morghese is here. So Gawain learns a ton of shit about the world right here. He doesn't
about his
know
own family, like
about his own family,
not just about the world. Like, oh, there's a new queen, but like that's my sister, and that makes me this. And I forget what it's called, his position, but Lord.
He's the
something
first sword or something. Yeah,
First sword.
Oh,
first prince of the sword
Fancy.
is
that's just a huge, that's a lot of information, and like the fact that he was able to stuff down his annoyance, like that he didn't know this stuff, and it was kind of surprising to me.
Right. Gareth is like, yeah, your mom was kind of problematic. She was not a good ruler, and whatever Randalthor did was probably pretty cool in terms of order and law, and she was kind of horrible there for a bit, Gawain, and Gawain's like,
no,
fuck. Hey,
he's like,
you keep my mom out of your fucking mouth.
Let me tell you how it really was about your mama there, buddy boy.
Right. Your mom was shit. At the end, your mom was shit.
She sucked. She was sucking dick. The wrong guy. She was a bitch. She took everybody down. She starved us all. It was the worst child I've ever lived. So why are you doing still supporting her? Are you kidding? You have to know that it was worse living with her than it was without her. That's how it sounded in my head.
Well, yeah. So it says here,
Bravo.
Gareth Bryn says, I don't know if I believe the rumors that she's dead or not, but you don't know how bad it got there at the end. Yeah, Gawain says, I won't hear her name soiled like that, Bryn. I mean it. Gareth says, it's hard to hear. Well, it was harder to live. No good comes from spreading complaints, but her son needs to know. In the end, Gawain, your mother turned against Andor by embracing Gabriel. She needed to be removed. If Althor did that for us, then we have need to thank him. And Gawain, guys, let's empathize for a minute. Gawain's world has just been
Rocked.
Yes.
Rocked. His world has just been fucking rocked.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he held his butt cheeks together, honestly. This
So
is the
he's been
proud
holding-
moment
he's
for
been-
Gawain.
Right, he's been holding this whole thing that like, Althor killed my mom. Oh, fuck him. And Gawain Bryn, the guy who used to fuck his mom, the guy who was like the general of all of Andor, was like, yeah, if
Very
Andor,
respectful.
if Rand killed your mom, good riddance. She was dirt at the end.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with it too, is that like it really is so much more damaging to hear it from somebody you, as Gowan does, trust this man so much and look up to him so much. He's such a mentor. He's been such a mentor. He's like taught him so much. He's been such a figure in his life, and he has now heard this from someone he trusts that much, so he absolutely believes it and knows that it's the truth, and that what he is telling him about his mother is the truth. That's the most like turn your world upside down kind of thing that I think that's going on
these
here.
are-
You know, like it's fucking hard.
These are two very honorable men talking hard truths, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, all right,
In
I
a
gotta
really
believe
respectful
you.
way.
Yeah.
Really
But they are,
respectfully.
but but anyone else that would have like drawn swords and been like, how dare you? But these are very truthful men speaking hard truths to one another. Yeah.
I appreciated this scene, honestly. Thought it was like, oh damn. I was like, oh God. He's just telling him how his mother was and like not holding back at all. Oh fuck. Like he's gonna slit his throat. He's gonna slit his throat. Probably gonna slit his throat. Maybe not. And then he didn't. So it was like, whoa, okay. There's a lot of respect here, and that's a fine line to walk, like that kind of trauma.
Right.
You know?
All right, who would have won? Who would have won?
Who would have won?
Oh, the general guy, not Gowan.
Brent?
No.
Oh shit! Okay.
He's too up in his feels right now.
He'd be headed. Okay, yeah.
He would have been on tilt and like absolutely. Nope.
He
These
just
are great
wiped out
points.
4 dudes and didn't kill him.
No, but that was pre Gareth. Now
He was
everything.
up in
Now,
his feels,
now it's post.
Info dump on his mama being slutty
info dump,
bitch and corrupt.
Slutty bitch. Yep.
Many a
What do
powerful
you think,
man,
Josh?
once you bring up their mama, they just completely lose their shit.
My
Keep
mom
your
was
mama
a slutty
out of your
bitch and she was
fucking
super corrupt, and I didn't know till 8 months later or some shit. Like, are you kidding me? That's bullshit. Oh, that's cute. I love it when that interaction happens up there. It's good. It's good stuff, guys.
Yay!
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Great. Right.
All right. Let me get down there.
It's
Oh no. Dear God.
All right, we just got
I'm
demonetized.
sorry, YouTube.
By the way, YouTube censor, hello. We send our regards. We hope you're having a good day.
And our apologies.
Yeah. It's called satire.
Ty Shard.
Sad time.
It's
Sharp.
called satire.
All right, guys, tell me.
Sad time.
Ty Shard, quote, so wet. At least here it smelled.
Oh, I love it. Good job, Dan. Bravo.
Yep. That's where I go, Ryan.
Nice.
Good.
Wow.
Also, a few of us are on Discord, so if you want to pop in, maybe do we have a mod that can possibly send the link in chat? Because I do not have it. I would love to send it, but I can't do that.
I believe the link's in the description of the video.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, then go to the description and join us in Discord. Okay, bye.
Gareth and Gawain get distracted because Gawain's like, yeah, I saw this Aes Sedai in your camp.
Mhm.
He's like, nah, impossible. He's like, no, I totally saw her. He's like, show me. So they go down to the river where all the washing women are like, they're scrubbing. They're washing all the soldiers' clothes on rocks and stuff. Like, I don't know. They have borax. What are they using to clean shit? I don't know. Water.
It's called
Water, I guess.
OxyClean, Dan. Jeez.
OxyClean. They got Tide
One power.
pods.
They're using the one power, Dan. Obviously.
They have right. They have a lot of shit
Sidar.
to bleach. There you go. Sidar.
You get the
That's
best
right,
touch with Sidar.
But they find the woman who Gawain had
Suds with
seen.
Sidar.
This is the way.
Excellent time, Josh. Thank you. Suds with Sidar. Yes,
The Sidar.
the best detergent coming to you.
Suds with
Lots of
Sidar.
time. Yeah, that's what he said. Suds with Sidar,
Yeah,
and I
that's
just
great.
lost
You get the
it.
best
Lost
Suds
the
with
shit.
Sidar.
Scrubbing
The best
bubbles.
Suds with Sidar. Coming
Remember
to
that
you
commercial with the
from-
scrubbing bubbles?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah, that
floor.
was a rat. All right,
No, Dan, you didn't use it on your body.
Crazy.
Dan, that was for the sink in the bathtub, not your body.
What is that? Why I'm hairless?
Yeah, is that why you're bleached white? We grew up the same color.
Oh my god.
It's really funny.
We
That's
have
what
chat
happened.
going on a laundry tangent, and I love it. Chat, please keep the laundry tangent of Sidar jokes, suds with Sidar, or suds of Sidar, suds of the taint, bubbliest taint, cleanse that taint. Something's there. There's something there. You
Uh-huh.
figure it out, chat. Okay, we're gonna continue. Thanks. Back to you, Dan.
Back to
you, Brother Dan.
So they get to the washing women. They finally find the one who was hiding. She had a yellow thing like over her head like this. She was.
She's like, please don't look at me. Please don't look at me. Please don't look at me.
They're like, hey, what? Are you? They're like, oh, it's me. It's Shemarin.
Shimmering.
You say Shirium.
Shemarin.
Dan, all right, I'll start it. You say Shimmerin. I say Shimmerin.
Shemarin.
Shirium.
Shemarian.
Let's call the whole
it.
thing Robert Jordan's Twisted Brain.
She says, I said I once, but no more, not since. Please just leave me to work in my shame.
I'm ashamed.
And Bryn's like, yeah, I will.
No
But
worries.
I needed to talk to some sisters in my camp first. And yeah, she side by side, and he's like, all right, let's get this over with quickly. Don't worry, I don't know why you're here, but let's go. And we remember that Shemarin. Shemarin is the one that Elida had said, hey, you are no longer Aes Sedai, you're now accepted. You're going to have to earn your back into Aes Sedai. And she said, okay. And Egwin's like, yeah, why did Shemarin do this? And they're like, well, she said it was okay.
Yeah.
That's the end of the chapter. Is there anything else about this?
Is Shimmerin still bound to the 3 O's?
Huh? That's a
I
good
think so.
question.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
That seems like a raw deal to being accepted but still bound.
Yeah. Do you gotta re-swear?
Huh, yeah.
Huh? Wait, what?
I know. It's late.
Oaths.
It's late. Yeah.
It's
And
late.
I think this is the last chapter we're gonna do tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
So I am rethinking. So we just finished.
Also, real quick, Glenn, I am eating some walnut and cranberry bread that I got from Costco that's amazing in their bakery department. So he was asking what I was snacking on. Thought I'd tell him.
And since Josh
Hello, chat.
and Carrie did read a chapter, so we will go until
Carissa.
chapter 30.
Okay.
No. Carrie read ahead. You're the only one
Carrie
that followed. You're the only one that followed the rules. And so since Carrie and Josh both read ahead, we are going to go a little bit further. We're going to go through chapter 30, which ends at 467. Yeah. So we're doing how many pages? We are doing 70. We're doing like 67 pages, I think. 69 pages. So yeah.
Yeah, we are. We're doing 69 pages next week.
Drink.
Shy, motherfucker.
And we have some good chapters to talk about. We have Avienda. You guys, we got some good shit. This book is progressive.
It's stupid good. Sorry.
This book, every show, there's a pretty decent chapter to talk about. You know.
Yeah, it's been great.
It's really good. These chapters were amazing. I was so excited. So much.
You've just been staring down. Is there anything else that we missed or anything?
I don't think so. No. Okay. No, that was a pretty straightforward chapter.
Okay. We miss Carrie, and thanks for hanging out with us. I really wanted to hear her input on the whole Rand thing, but we'll probably come back to it next week.
Yeah.
Guys, have a great Thanksgiving.
Likewise.
If you're American. If you're not, just have a great Thursday.
Thanksgiving Day. Or
all right,
if you're from Canada, happy Thanksgiving, like 2 months ago or something. October? Kidding. Anyways, love you.
If you are human or a turkey.
How I Met Your Mother.
See what I did there? If you're a turkey, run for your lives. This is the way to leave.